What up, what up, what up? This is RJ Fantasy Football talking. We're back again. You know what it is. The 40-second play clock. I'm Rodney. This is JJ. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. How's it going?
Hey, man. I'm good, man. The Niners play tonight. Hopefully, we probably ain't going to win, but I'm still going to root for my boys. As you would see,
the Packers
so I still got to...
The Packers put up a touchdown real quick.
I know. It's okay. I kind of expect that, so it's cool. Yeah. I mean, I got Adams anyway, so it's good. I got him in the league. So. Hey, man. But it's okay. So, hey, start this thing off. You know, I did it last week. Hey, it's your turn, man. Let's go.
All right. Well, I get it started with the best team in football. Talking about the Las Vegas Raiders against the Chargers. And this game, I think, is going to be good for both quarterbacks. Herbert and Derek Carr should have good game because neither one of them are that great defensively. The Raiders made Baker Mayfield look bad, but I think that was mainly the weather plus the Raiders defense. So I think Herbert's going to have a big game as well. And they have both of those guys have their usual targets. You'll go for Keenan Allen and Darren Waller. Josh Jacobs hit his first 100 plus yard game last week. I think he should have a really good game in this one too. Lock in the Raiders for the win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders. I mean, I'm going to go with the Raiders. The Raiders should win. Chargers do got some bright spots as far as players, but I think the Raiders pull it out. I think the defense is just a little bit better. Herbert probably going to still have a good game, so I say really lock in, let him put him in Keenan Allen, the usual suspects from the Chargers.
Mike Williams might sneak in something,
Yeah, but so he had a good game last week, so
really good game.
He could, possibly. But he's so hit and miss sometimes.
Exactly.
You just don't know.
That's why I didn't put him in the original joint. You go with Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen is always reliable. So.
Oh, definitely. So you don't know when he's going to show up. So it's like, okay, it is what it is. But, hey, definitely the Raiders pull this one out. And Waller should have a big game anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to roll into mine, though. My game is the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. From Houston, you playing David Johnson, Deshaun Watson, William Fuller. I mean, you could throw in both of their receivers, their two-star receivers should have a good game. DJ Chark, James Robinson from the Jags is about the only ones I'm playing. If it was me, I'm going with Houston on this one. I think Houston should win this game. They're the better team, and just the Jaguars are so dysfunctional right now. They don't know what they want to do. So, and they starting a rookie quarterback. So, if you might want to grab the Houston defense while you're along with it. So, that's what I'm rolling with.
Okay, I can't argue against that one. It's good. Yeah, I'm going with the Texans on that. The Jaguars, they look like they were going to be interesting at the beginning of the season, but they've been in the downward spiral. So
yeah, the organization don't know which way to go. They trading all their best players, and I think Houston going the defense wise is going to be good this week because they're playing a rookie. Yeah. So we're going to see who we get. So
okay. All right, so I'm going to my next one. I'm going to be talking the New York Giants and Washington football team. I think defense wins this one for the Washington football team because Danny Dimes is a turnover machine, and that's something that the Washington football team's defense specializes. They're going to get sacks, they're going to get turnovers, interceptions, throw in a couple of fumbles. So I even like the Washington football team. It's a good defense play for this week. Maybe the Giants get a connection with Sterling Shepard or Darius Slayton, but to me, that's a gamble. I'm not really. If I'm gonna take one, I'm gonna take Sterling Shepard is my favorite over there, but I don't really want any part of him. I do like what Washington's been cooking up. They're gonna go with Scary Terry. I like Logan Thomas and Antonio Gibson. Had his first 100-yard game. He should have a decent game as well. Not great though, because the New York Giants defense is pretty good too, or decent enough, but I think Washington.
Secondary is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think Washington front four is just really good. I think that front four, and I'm going with Washington this week. I guess I'm gonna jump on the train.
Need to get on this bandwagon. I'm a terrible team. You can call that a bandwagon.
I mean, I'm gonna call it a train. I ain't gonna call it a bandwagon because ain't nobody jumping on that. But I'm gonna go with Washington this week. I just think they're the better team. Danny Dimes, he throwing interceptions. before he leave the pocket. So
probably
we all
most disappointing quarterback I've seen this year because I actually thought he was decent. I forgot to mention though, you might keep your head up to see who's going to be the running back for the Giants. I'm not playing any of them anyway, but we got to see if Freeman's healthy. And Deion Lewis and Gollum actually had a pretty good game filling in for him, but I don't think it's going to be that good against the Washington football team.
No, I mean Ingram might be a good play too, Evan Ingram. So he could be a good play.
Yeah, he could be.
It was a shootout. They normally get him involved, so we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm gonna roll to my next game, and my next game is the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. Coming off a loss, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, J.K. Dobbins. Maybe he gets more than 15 carries this week. Phillip Rivers, Trey Burton, Jordan Wilkins. If Jordan Wilkins plays, he's the third down back. Those are guys I would think would be of the most impact in this game. Lamar Jackson has to show up a little bit this week, but I do think with that defense, I think they pull it out against the Colts. I think Phillip Rivers throw for a couple of interceptions.
Did you read the article? It's talking basically Lamar Jackson said we got to get the ball to Hollywood Brown a bit more.
I didn't read that, but they do.
I saw it. They do. Yeah, I think that's what your job is. Make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, even if they bring up Dez, you got to get the ball to your receivers at the end of the day. You can't just expect every down you want to run. Yeah. They make running plays for him every down. It's crazy to me.
It's insane. We'll see.
Damn.
Also in my disappointed running back list, Lamar Jackson. All right, so let's keep it going. The Panthers at the Chiefs, and you know how it is. You saw what Patrick Mahomes did last week with those 5 touchdowns and everything. I don't think it's going to be that big of a game against the Panthers. The most interesting thing about this is whether we get CMC back. But I'm still not a big guy playing on his first week back. But if you have him, you've been waiting for it, put him in the lineup, see what it does. Hey, Mike Davis has been good in this place, but I think you have to put Mike Davis immediately to your bench. Don't drop him, but keep him stashed on your bench just in case because he's going to be a good backup. I'm calling Clyde Edwards-Helaire to have a really good game this week. And keep your head open, ears open to see if Sam Watkins comes back, but still don't play him. But he might be back.
I'm going with the Chiefs, obviously, but I think Clyde Edwards is. I read that over the last 2 weeks he has had his lowest total as far as carries over the last 2 weeks. I think that timeshare is kind of killing his value a little bit.
I don't know if it's really the timeshare because Le'Veon Bell hasn't really done much himself, so it's not like those carries are going somewhere else. It's just the Chiefs don't really use the run game that much, and I think that's been but I think he's going to get a little bit more work this week. I think. I
mean that defense, that Carolina defense, rushing defense wise, is really bad. So it ain't that good. Right. So I would have tempted to say stay away from it, but that's the Chiefs, so you can't really stay away from it. In a sense.
You can stay away from their running game, so you're not hurting as long as you got Travis Kelce, who's always a monster, and
Pat
you
Mahomes.
Go with Tyreek Hill, who's always a monster. Yeah. You play those guys. If you're gambling for a running back, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has a good week this week. But like you said, he's not. The Chiefs don't rely on the running game much anyway. So,
and the thing is, like last week when it was up, they didn't even run the ball
at all.
To run the clock out. So that just tells you that they really don't want to run the ball. They did it for like 2 weeks in a row, and that was it. And they scrapped it.
That's who they are.
So, okay, hey, works for me. Hey, let's go. Move on to my next game. And it's the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. I'm going with Detroit on this one if Matthew Stafford plays. For Minnesota, obviously you play Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. For Detroit, you play Marvin Jones. Kenneth Galladay may play, we don't know. But Marvin Jones is a big play. None of the running backs. I just don't like that backfield right now. I mean, They have their sparks. One of them have a good week. The next one have a good week. I say stay away from it. Hopefully Matthew Stafford plays. He should be able to play this week. So I'm definitely going with Minnesota. I'm going with Detroit though.
Yeah, I'm with you. I go to. It's hard to pick Detroit because they're a really bad team.
Yeah, they are.
So
But I feel like Kirk Cousins, they have to run the ball 35 times to get him to win a game. Kirk Cousins got to throw the ball at some point. So we don't know. I mean, we just got to see. So I don't know. But he don't run the ball. He don't even throw the ball that much. He probably get like 20 attempts a game.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not good for somebody that's paying. You getting $66 million a year. I mean, $66 million. Come on, man. Nah.
All right, so I go to my next one. It's the Bears at the Titans. And here's an interesting fact for you. The Bears have only allowed 100-yard rushes all year. It was Rojo for Tampa Bay back in week 5. I think Derrick Henry is going to add himself to that list this week. The Titans should win this one. It's going to be close because the Bears defense will keep them alive. But A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, who's been having a monster last couple of weeks, you put in. David Montgomery is a PPR machine, so you want to put him in, and you always play Allen Robinson because that's the only guy Nick Foles really knows to throw to. Sometimes special appearances by other receivers, but don't bet the bank on that one. So there you go. Titans win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Titans.
They should win.
They should win.
They should win.
But the Bears ain't looked good for the last 2 weeks, honestly. The real Nick Foles is really showing up now. Too bad they can't go back
just
to Trubisky.
enough to stay relevant. But yeah, for fantasy, you don't play him ever.
No. And the thing is, he gets hot. And when he get hot, he's good. But when he's cold, he's terrible. So, hey, play everything. Play the typical guys you would play for Tennessee and the typical guys you would play for Chicago. But Tennessee is definitely winning this game. So that's how I'm going.
All right.
But I'm going to roll to my next game. And this is Pittsburgh should win this thing easily. It's Pittsburgh versus Dallas. I would say play Zeke because you drafted him pretty early. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I have a hard time playing them personally until you figure out which quarterback is going to be out there and what they do. For Pittsburgh, obviously the normal guys, Big Ben, Connor, Juju, Claypool. I'm missing one, Dante. Play all your receivers from Pittsburgh. They're going to have a big game. Dallas defense stink. Their offense stink. They're bad and all. It's terrible. Pittsburgh should win it.
Don't even need to say the word should. Pittsburgh's going to get that one. I'm not playing any wide receiver. As much as you just say play your studs, I don't think any wide receiver on the Cowboys is a stud right now. Just because that quarterback situation is just too bad. But I mean, you got to play what you got to play, right?
You see what I said? I say, look, I don't think I'm playing none of them because at the end of the day, you don't know what you get in that quarterback. You don't know who's starting right now. So that's part of the problem too.
Who's starting?
So I just stay away. I would say stay away from anybody on Dallas right now.
Zeke is the only playable guy, and he's not going to be the RB1 that you drafted. You hope he can be an RB2 in this game, but
definitely
maybe.
So
and that's a very maybe statement. So.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
So let's go to this next game I have is the Dolphins at the Cardinals. Tua's debut did not get off to a good start. He got the win, but that was because of the defense and special teams. Stay away from all Miami players. Myles Gaskins is on injured reserve right now. They're bringing in DeAndre Washington from the Chiefs. Just stay away. You don't want to play anybody on that team at all. If you play somebody, it would be Devontae Parker, but don't do it to yourself. Kyler Murray's going to have a good game, and he only looks at DeAndre Hopkins. He has almost twice as many targets and receptions as anyone else, other wide receiver on the team. So he's going to be good. Chase Edmonds is going to give you some work, and that's about all I'm playing for that one. So the game is done. Cardinals win. Dolphins aren't going to have that surprise defensive scores like they did last week against the Rams.
I actually picked up Arizona's defense this week because I feel like Tua just ain't play good. He had 12 completions on 93 yards. And that defense is not like that. I don't think they're gonna show up like that.
I mean, their defense is good, don't get me wrong, but They're not going to be
like
good enough to. I don't think they're good enough to get past the Cardinals. Right.
No. Not like they did all the records they put up last week. I don't think they're doing that this week.
Yeah.
No. I think Hopkins is going to have a field day. I mean, their corners are suspect. Some of them are anyway. I think they got one good corner that's really good. I think he played the left side. So, but other than that, Hopkins didn't get his because they're going to throw the ball to him 100 times anyway. So, it don't matter. He's going to get his catches and his receptions. So, it's good. I think Arizona win this. I think Arizona defense has a big game. So, definitely. Now I'm going to roll into the game. My next game is the Seahawks at the Buffalo Bills. This is a tough matchup. I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. Obviously, you play Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. For the Bills, Josh Allen, Zach Moss, Stephon Diggs. Singletary, I mean, they've been sharing carries, so you might can sprinkle him in if you really need to, but if not, I'm going with Zach Moss over him playing. So I'm definitely going with Seattle, though. I think Seattle pulls this thing out in a close matchup. Josh Allen got to show up. He don't show up for big game, so we're going to see what he do.
From a fantasy standpoint, Josh Allen should have a good game because that Seattle secondary is so bad, but not good enough for me to pick them to beat the Seahawks. So we'll see how that goes.
Now, I do think in real life he has to show up, but in fantasy he could throw for 300 yards each. This is gonna have a monster. This is gonna have a monster game. Yeah. So I feel like Diggs should get his. Zach Moss, that whole Singletary Zach Moss thing is I don't know.
I think Zach Moss is gonna assert himself into that role and be the guy, but yeah, I'm not betting the farm on it.
No, I would definitely.
Plus the fact they're gonna, I think, be behind where they're gonna not do as much with the running game anyway. So.
They're gonna have to throw the ball anyway. But he's in a receiving game too out of the backfield. So he don't come off the field anyway.
True enough.
So that's good.
All right, so I'm gonna roll into my next one. It's the Saints and the Bucks. A little bit of rumors of maybe Jameis Winston getting in on this game, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It was cool to see him play against his old team, but you're gonna see the Bucks. They lost the last time they played, but they're a completely different team now. I think the Bucks are gonna win. They're looking better than the Saints. The questions are gonna be whether Michael Thomas and Chris Godwin play this week. I wouldn't bank on either one, but check back to see. Chris Godwin's probably your better chance. Antonio Brown is the surprise guy. Do you play him in his first week? My guess is only if Chris Godwin is out of the game. If Chris Godwin plays, and I don't really think I play in Antonio Brown, though he has been living with Tom Brady, so maybe that makes him worth playing.
Well, he lived with Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots, so that didn't say anything. So
he didn't stay on the team long enough. So
no,
we'll see.
I wouldn't play AB this week. I just feel like AB, he got to shake the rust. I don't care how much training you do on the outside. It's a lot different from NFL training. So I would give him a week or two before I plug him in the lineup at least.
Like I said, only play him if Chris Godwin is out. Yeah, that makes him maybe interesting to play. But right now they've been going nice with Evans and Gronkowski, so I'm leaving it alone.
Now, does Gronkowski take a back seat when Chris Godwin and AB and all them come back?
I would think so, but I don't know. Like I said, it's the Tom Brady show, so he's gonna go with who he's familiar with. And Gronk is looking pretty nice right now. I'm surprised to see him playing well and healthy at this point in the year. So I go with him. Of course, for a tight end matchup, I probably actually like Jared Cook. Probably is have a better game only because without Michael Thomas there, it's been basically Kamara and Jared Cook. Emmanuel Sanders is back to play this week, but I don't know how good it's gonna be his first week back either. So,
and I'm going with
go with the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one. They lost, like you said, they lost last time, but this is a totally different team.
Yeah.
So this team is not the same team from the beginning. So I think it's close, but I think the Bucks kind of pull it out.
Yeah,
I think it's like
a decent game.
It's gonna come down to like a touchdown, like late touchdown. So definitely. But I'm gonna go to my next game.
All right.
And it's my last game, and it's the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos. And I'm gonna go with Atlanta on this one. They showed me something last week. They showed me how they can control the clock at least to get a win. You go with your usual suspects: Matt Ryan, Todd Gurley, Julio, Calvin Ridley. Drew Lock has been looking good. Jared Judy and Melvin Gordon. Phillips, I want to say is hurt. I don't know if he's playing this week, but if he is, you plug him in too, because he's good on the receiving end as far as out the backfield. But I'm definitely going with Atlanta on this one.
All right, sounds good. All right, so I will end it with the worst game I have. It's the Patriots and the Jets. I only made it last because it's the Monday night game. Stay away. Don't play anybody on either team. Damian Harris looked good last week, but my rule is to never go with a Belichick running back, especially with the fact Sony Michel technically could come back this week. We'll wait to see what happens, but take my advice. Don't get involved in this game. You don't need it. You don't need it in your life. So, yeah.
Who you going with this week?
I want to say the Jets upset, but only if Jamison Crowder plays. And right now, I'm not confident that happens. I think both these teams are so bad. This would be the one game the Jets could win.
I'm gonna go with New England on this one. I ain't saying Cam will have a great game, but he should have a good game against the Jets. I don't see why he wouldn't.
I don't see why he wouldn't. True.
I just think it's all about Belichick, and he plays well against the Jets.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is not that really.
Sam
he's not
Darnold's
that good.
Awful. He's looking awful. He missed so many passes last week. I mean, he's just bad. But I think Cam has been playing badly. So that's why I said I'm staying out of this one. The Patriots will win if Jamison Crowder doesn't play for certain. If Jamison Crowder plays, the Patriots probably still win. But I have to gamble on something this week. That's my biggest gamble game. They got to beat somebody this year, right? Are they going to go 0-16? I don't know. They could. They're that bad.
I mean, they trying to get Trevor Lawrence. Who knows? Yeah. They may be.
Let's see. I
mean, that's the only way of doing it. So, having a losing record. So, they might be trying to tank.
I don't think they have to try.
You're right. You're right about that.
Right.
Hey. You know how it is.
That's it for this week.
That's it.
You need to catch up with me. I'm up on you by a lot.
Hey, man. I'm coming, man. I'm coming. Don't worry about it, people. I'm going to catch him. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to catch him. Don't worry about it.
Right.
But you know how it is. This is the 40-second play clock. We appreciate everybody that watches this show. You know what it is. Go to RJ Fantasy Football Talk. You see it up top. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Find us. We everywhere. Like I say, we here and we ain't going nowhere.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.